Chapter 25, Princess of Parties. While Red had woken up feeling nervous on the day of the last party attempt, Thursday morning found her determined and calm. She dressed quickly and met Chester at the fork in the road with a heavy book bag on her shoulder. "I'm not going to school today," she said when she saw him. "I'm going to stay here and prepare." "Well, I guess I'll be on my own then," Chester sighed. "Ace is spending the day trying to get in touch with people who will help with food and music." "But you have an important job too. Here, I made more invitations last night that you can pass out just like before." Chester opened the bag and took out one of the flyers. It read, "Tonight only, the party, part 2, bigger, better, bolder. The Castle of the Queen of Hearts, Grand Hall, 8 o'clock p.m. Dress the way you've always wanted. Enter through the service door and tell no one. The Wonderland Party Commission." Chester grinned. "Nice. This should get them interested." "I'll see you right after school then?" "Not if I see you first." Red had sent around her official memo to the soldier cards and frog and fish servants the night before, so the Grand Hall was empty when she set to work. Red locked all the doors but one, which she used to come in and out with supplies. First, she pushed aside her mother's gaudy heart-shaped throne. Couldn't have that looming over them. She rolled up the long carpet and dragged it to one side so everyone would have plenty of room to mingle. Then Red ran back and forth, moving the potted plants from various parts of the castle into the Grand Hall and stationing them around the tall marble pillars that rose to the ceiling. Though the plants looked kind of pitiful on their own, pots of wilting vines and scraggly ferns, there were so many of them that together they formed a dramatic arrangement reminiscent of the wild green sea. Then came the mirrors, an idea Red was particularly proud of. She'd thought it up during Maddox's lecture on the refraction of light. One by one, Red moved frames from the Queen's Hall of Mirrors down to the party room. She leaned them against the marble pillars and set them on top of plant stands, positioning them just so, and spending the rest of the morning making adjustments here and there. Red had 3 very powerful flashlights, which she covered with colorful cellophane wrappers. From forbidden candy she had stashed in her room, lime green and blue raspberry. Checking her angles, Red placed these at different points on the stage at the far end of the room where her mother usually sat. Then she turned the lights off in the Grand Hall. The effect was perfect, though faint in the sunlight that came through the windows. Each flashlight beam bounced off the mirrors and created colorful blue-green lasers in the air. Red clapped and pumped her fists, grinning to herself. This was really going to happen. They were going to do it. Red spent the rest of the day decking out the Grand Hall more and more. She was so absorbed by the task that she forgot to eat lunch, and when Chester let himself in through the service door, she nearly jumped out of her skin. "It's 4 o'clock already?" Red gasped. "Well, 4:30. It takes about a half hour to walk here." Chester smiled and handed her a sandwich from the Wonderland High cafeteria, as though he knew just how hungry she suddenly was. "You did all this by yourself?" "Mm-hmm." Red nodded, her mouth full. "This is amazing. Just wait until I turn the flashlights back on." Ace followed soon after, dressed in black jeans and the red jacket that still hadn't been returned to the Frog Butlers. "Why are you wearing that?" Red laughed. Ace shrugged, running a hand along the lapel. "I thought it looked cool. But whoa, all of this looks cooler." "Thanks." Red pretended to adjust one of the mirrors to hide her self-satisfaction. "Okay, Chester doesn't want to brag, so I'll do it for him," said Ace. "He found someone with a boombox." "What?" "No, he didn't." Ace grinned. "He did. Katie, that's the caterpillar's granddaughter, found one in her grandpa's storage. And Bill from my homeschooling group was taught to cook by his aunt, who used to be the Duchess's cook. She stopped using so much pepper after she quit that job, though. Don't worry. Bill says he can bring over a bunch of food before we start. That's perfect. Is there anything else we're forgetting? Music, food, decorations. Chester listed off items. We have everything we were missing last time, and even more than what we had in Bramble Bay. Ace cleared his throat. I have one more thing I have to work on quick. Okay, said Red, and I'm going to change clothes. There's food down in the kitchens if we want a light dinner first. I'll be down to help Katie and Bill after I get dressed. Break? Ace and Chester nodded. Break.